money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.
Wow, thank you to our live audience of mummies, dead people, and corpses.
Happy Friday.
Respect. Welcome to the SOSCAST special episode because, put the camera on this girl right now because she's going to put a smile on her face. Oh, it is Natalya's birthday,
21.
everybody. We got her some flowers. We got her.
I love
We're
it.
making it rain. And I got you something special, Nat.
Oh,
But don't drink this yet.
okay.
But I got you what is known as a Bud Light.
Oh my gosh.
Girl, I want you drinking. I want you drinking.
I'm not drinking that.
Oh, you're drinking this
I'm
thing.
not drinking that.
Oh, you about
couldn't-
to.
Couldn't pay me. I need way more of the money of these.
Okay, making it rain. Welcome to SOSCAST, only here on Value Taper, the #1 channel in the world for entrepreneurs. This is, most of the time, if Nat has a good attitude, the sexiest financial show in the world. This is where finance meets romance. My name's Adam Sosnick. That's how you got the SOSCAST. And I'm going to let Nat, on her birthday, say the line that we want to deliver to all you men and women and children. Not children. No, definitely not children out there. Men and women.
Save the
or whatever
children.
you're identifying
Don't watch
as.
this show.
They coming for y'all. What do we want for the crowd out there? We
As-
want to see you get...
Paid, laid, and do it your way.
Okay. That's true.
Yes.
You didn't even have to read all that. Nat, it is your birthday. Thank you guys for being here. If you're a fan of SOSCAST, if you're a fan of Nat, if you're a fan of Valuetainment, if you're a fan of the lovely, sweet as jelly Kelly Belly over there, she's in the house today. We got a lot that we're going to cover that is going on in the world. I'm not sure if you heard the latest of what's happening with Andrew and Tristan Tate. Allegedly, he was poisoned.
Yeah.
They're coming after this man, and they're coming after the Tates, our friends, the Tates. They're throwing the kitchen sink at these people, so you'll find out exactly what's happening with this. A real-life, old-school feminist dropping old-school knowledge to modern-day feminists. We'll talk about that. Camila Paglia. We're talking about what's happened with the flip in gender roles and why women just want men to be men. You know who wants men to be men? Us men.
I hope
But
so.
also women want men to be men. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about every girl wants to be Miss Independent until the check comes. We'll talk a little bit about money. What happened if you saw the new movie Air with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Nike, Michael Jordan, some of that stuff. But what happened when they got their first big payday and some takeaways with that. Rich Dad, Poor Dad went full on poor dad ghetto mode on a podcast where he was not exactly happy with the person interviewing him. He got triggered. We'll talk about a lovely 19-year-old woman, if we can even use that word these days, who moved to Florida, dropped out of college, found some success by doing, you ready for these 2 4-letter words that people are scared of these days? Hard work. Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
It's tough out there.
are
We're
those
talking
words?
about how horny men are taking out their sexual aggression, not on themselves, not on women, on robots. AI is taking over. We're talking about some controversial topics on why some women, I won't say all, I won't say most, I'll say some women don't like men, and oftentimes it's because they look in the mirror and they don't like themselves. We'll have that discussion. We got some ladies on the panel today that will discuss that. Steve will do it, the infamous full send guy, talking about what age you should have kids, and it's sad if you don't have a certain age. I got some strong feelings on that. We'll talk about Nat's favorite beer. Can we get a close-up on that?
Yay.
Boom. Oh, on me, not Nat. Now on me. On Nat. Now on me. Now on Nat. How much
Andre's
does the...
break.
Listen, if we get over 1,000 people watching today, 1,000 people, I'm going to
No.
shake this up.
You
I'm
gotta
going to shake
check it.
this up
You gotta
and
check it.
spray this all over you.
Oh my God.
Do the people
If
at
we get
home want to see
1,000
that? For
people
Nat's
watching,
birthday,
No.
you're already wearing blue, purple. It's just,
Stop. I'm wearing blue for SOSCAST, not for Bud Light.
I'm just letting you know.
Guys,
Don't you be messing with
this
my
is the
Bud
first,
Light.
First time I say, let's just get 999 and stay
Let's
there.
get 1,000 people and
Not
Nat's getting
1,000.
sprayed. I promise you this. For your birthday, I'll buy you a new outfit. Monica Lewinsky new outfit, if you know what that means.
man.
Reference. Can men have periods too? That's a conversation we're gonna have today.
No.
And we're gonna utilize. You sure?
Yes.
You sure about that?
I'm
There's
sure.
a lot of people that are
I'm
gonna disagree.
sure.
I just got my period just now. Oh.
You know, that actually makes sense for you today.
Oh, sassy pants over
Sassy
here.
pants.
And we'll talk about maybe in a crazy world, in an insane world, some people like Dave Chappelle just dropping truth nuggets, bringing some comedic sense of normalcy and some semblance of clarity to what is needed out there in a crazy world. And at the end, if you stay to the end, you usually do a happy ending. But the happy ending is all going to be about Nat today.
Oh.
So I know that you prepared some stuff to send to Kelly.
Yes.
Did you do your homework?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Did she do her homework?
I did.
All right. You're about to get that spanking, girl. And you're about to get some Bud Light sprayed
Stop.
all over you, huh? We ran out of money. We ran out of goddamn money. Save that money,
Joe
kids.
Dylan knows what
Save
that
that
feels
money,
like.
kids. Anyway, it's a Friday version of the SOSCAST. Thank you guys for being here for this episode for Natalya's birthday. With that being said, Nat, why don't you share a few thoughts, feelings, anecdotes for the people out there, then we'll get this thing started before you get sprayed down with some Bud Light.
Oh, I hope that's not the case. Well, first, thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you for all for the birthday wishes. I appreciate the love and the support. And, you know, SOSCAST is a sense of home for me. So I appreciate all of you. Of course, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel, do all that fun stuff, because you don't want to miss what we're about to talk about today. And we have some exciting announcements to be making shortly in the future. So make sure you guys do all those things so you don't miss out on that. And I'm ready to get into conversation.
Okay.
I'm ready to get this
Again,
party
we get up to
started.
1,000 people today, and Natalya's getting sprayed with some Bud Light.
Oh
Stop
my
repeating
God.
that.
Try me.
Stop repeating
By
that.
the way, I give you your first gift. You ready for your next gift? Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
I don't want it.
Give me your hand, woman.
My own watch.
There you go. She got her own watch. I found her
Yeah,
watch.
watch.
Apple Watch. Yo,
Thanks.
this podcast is sponsored by Bud Light and for Apple Watches.
I took it off because I
Yeah.
look like a spy kid.
I found that. All
You
right.
are a spy kid.
Anyway, thank you guys for being with us. Let's get this party started because it is Friday, and we all know that people got things to do, people to do, things to see, people to see.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, enjoy your flowers. Thank you, Kelly, for
thank
getting
you.
you those flowers.
These are
Okay.
beautiful. I love these flowers.
love
They're.
them.
I'm a flower girl.
Have a cocktail. Do you have a drink yet?
I have some
Cheers to you,
soda
Nat.
in a cup.
I got
love
my
you
drink
guys.
in my cup. And
Love
here's to
you.
you guys
Love
at
you,
home for joining us on this Friday. Can I get a close up on this? There he is, buddy. There he is.
you look good.
Jorge. Oh, okay.
Very crisp, clear.
Thank you. A lot of stories to cover, a lot of money on the ground, and some Bud Light to be sprayed. Thank you guys for being with us. Let's get this party started. Natalya is going to, of course, be doing her best to manage the super chats and read the super chats because we all know how much improvement we've seen in her reading over the last handful of months. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And Natalya reads your super chats. She'll be responding to them. Show some love for Natalya
Yeah.
in the chat if you would. And if you want Natalya to read your comments out loud,
Yeah.
and for anything over $20, we're going to do something special for you guys today and
Ooh,
shout
I
you
like
guys
that.
out. Okay?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Yes. I like
Let's
that.
get
Show me
this
some love.
party started. Give Natalya some love. Okay. First story, we're just going to hit the nail on the head here. Have you seen what's happened to Andrew Tate over the last 24 hours? Pretty wild shit.
Yes.
So, Andrew Tate, if we could pull this article up real quick, allegedly he's been poisoned. Allegedly poisoned. Andrew Tate says that he could have been poisoned after posting footage of his health deteriorating. So that is pictures of his face. We know what his face looks like typically.
Right.
But swollen, red, it's a mess out there.
like a hive.
Now, he tweeted, face swollen, blood pressure is through the roof, skin's on fire, hard to breathe, some sort of severe reaction or poison. Now, his rep, his PR publicist rep tweeted, listen, Andrew is not allergic to anything. This is either an insect bite or some sort of, here it is, matrix attack insanity in his bottled water. Here it is. Andrew is not allergic to anything. This has never happened before. He has only had water and coffee today, either an insect bite or some matrix attack insanity in his bottled water. He is refusing doctors and is focusing on tea and breathing. We will keep you posted. Is this a bug bite situation that's going on here?
It
Or is the
can
matrix attacking Andrew Tate?
I've seen something like this. I had a friend who had a reaction to, I'm not sure, we didn't know what it was either, and they just broke it in like hives. So that's what it looks like when there's a video and he shows like his back, and his back is like really swollen.
Yep.
So it looks like just like allergic reaction to something. I don't know if he's poisoned. I don't know what poison would do that. I'm not a scientist.
You think it was a woman?
I don't know if it was.
You familiar with Belle Biv DeVoe?
No.
That girl is poison.
Oh, so you think?
And the next line in that song for my older friends out there that like 90s hip hop, that girl is poison, and you can't trust what? Can't trust a big butt and a smile.
Uh-oh.
That girl is, yeah. Can't trust these big bars. Oh, why we
did
queuing
you
up
do that to
Natalya
me?
right there?
Why?
Why are we doing her like that? Anyway, here's my thoughts on this. Most likely this is some sort of allergic reaction, bug bite, but
I think so.
when you're in a situation like Tate, okay, which very few men on the planet are currently in or have ever been in a situation like this, where all eyeballs on you, you've been wrongfully imprisoned. I'm stating that vocally, wrongfully imprisoned. The world is out to attack you. And Andrew Tate has actually said a very famous quote that we're going to pull up right now. He said, I believe it was on the Full Send podcast right there. He said, first, you get canceled. Then they make up a reason to put you in jail. Check and check. Then, if all else fails, they'll kill you. So any other person that gets an allergic reaction, you're thinking, all right, you probably, poison ivy, you probably ate the wrong thing, whatever it is. Something happens with Andrew Tate, it's like, here come the conspiracy theorists. And what we've learned over the last handful of years are some of these conspiracy theories are just theories until they actually turn out to be motherfucking true. Pretty wild right there. Hey, you know what? The Wuhan lab leak, it's a conspiracy theory. Well, it turns out that they were actually working on something in the Wuhan lab going on there in Wuhan. All right, that turned out to be, I don't know, all you anti-maskers, it turns out, turns out these masks don't really work. Oh, these crazy out there, this globalist agenda, this World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, they're coming for your shit. Well, it turns out he literally said that. He wants you to be, have nothing and be happy about it. So listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm actually the number one person being like, yeah, that's bullshit. I don't think so. Yes, we landed on the moon. Yes, the world is round. Yes, no, you're crazy. You're insane. But anything that happens with Andrew Tate, I'm always like,
I don't know.
Who's out to get this mother sucker? Let's play that clip real quick, just so you can understand the emphasis of why anything that happens with this guy, you have to question what's happening. So here he says, first,
and I'll state this at the beginning. The only reason I'm upset by being canceled is because I've expired one of my lives. Because first you get canceled, then they make up a reason to put you in jail, and if that fails, they kill you. So now I'm down to my last 2 lives, which is...
Yeah. So first you get canceled, check. Then they make up a reason to put you in jail, check. By the way, he said this prior to going to jail. He said this I think the podcast that we did with Tate, Patrick, myself, and Tate in Madrid, 12 million views, amazing situation, 5-hour podcast, right after he got canceled. And now when you see these types of weird things happen, you have to wonder, I don't know. It's like, how like in Russia, Vladimir Putin, it's like, the 12th guy this month just jumped out of a window. A millionaire, billionaire Russian guy just happened to happily married billionaire, just felt like committing suicide and offing himself. That had nothing to do with Vladimir Putin. Here, have a drink. Everything's normal. You're croak. You're dead. Things happen out there. So if you're someone that's as high profile and have as a target on your back like Tate, bro, I'd be super careful what I'm drinking, what I'm consuming, who I'm around. People want to cancel this guy, literally.
Yeah.
Cancel his life.
I think I don't want to say it's not that. I'm not one to deem what's true and what's not true. But I think also to consider him being in that jail for a period of time, I think that also weakened his immune system. I think that may have strengthened his mindset, but his immune system may be at a weak point because he wasn't, experiencing like outside things anymore.
Great point by Nat.
And I think maybe it's like a immunity shock, shock. Like, oh my gosh, I'm in a new environment. Like my my body has to react to it. So it could be that. The only thing I would say, if I were to give advice, I actually had gotten sand flea bites and nothing would stop it. And an oat bath, like oatmeal in a bath.
Yep.
Maybe that could help because I know oatmeal is like soothing. That may help with like soothing the skin. I don't know what the reaction is, but if I was to give any like home remedy methods, that's what I would recommend.
Maybe we'll text Tate after the podcast.
Take an oat bath, honey.
That's right. Great. And by the way, just to be clear, where'd you go to medical school again?
I went to medical school at nowhere. It's just through life experience.
University of Oatmeal right there. Take an
I
oatmeal
love
bath.
oatmeal.
It's Nat's birthday. We're being nice. Moving right along, by the way, just real quick, I feel the need to cover this topic, A, because we consider ourselves friends, confidants, colleagues of some sort to Tate, especially PBD and Tate are constantly in touch. But number two, the mainstream media ain't covering the other side of Tate. They're going to label him misogynist.
Correct.
And woman hater and sex trafficker. But that's what the mainstream media does. Again, conspiracy theorists, turns out these mainstream medias are out to basically lie about certain things.
Yeah.
But I feel the need to basically pilfer through some of the nonsense and give you the real truth to some of these stories. So here's what's happening in the latest court hearing update with Andrew and Tristan Tate, just so we can cover this and we can move on. So last week, their house arrest was extended to 30 days. Let's pull up this article. Andrew Tate's brother Tristan hit with additional charge of inciting violence. Okay, scroll down. So if you just go down this article real quick. So Tristan Tate has been hit with a charge inciting violence by Romanian prosecutors in case that his brother Andrew Tate was accused of sexually exploiting women. The Tate brothers and two Romanian female suspects are under house arrest, making criminal investigations over alleged human trafficking, rape, and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women. But scroll down here because this story is pretty interesting. So if you go down here, under Romanian, no, keep going down. On Twitter, pause right there, new charges. Okay. On Twitter, Tristan Tate said prosecutors are making up new charges without evidence. He said that this has shifted from prosecution trying to prove Andrew Tate as a human trafficker to them trying to prove Tristan Tate as inciting violence. Now, what's the violence that Andrew Tate was quote unquote inciting? Brace for impact here because this seems super violent. So here it is. You ready?
Yeah.
He was hit with this additional charge and it's related to an alleged incident, ready, in 2021, so over 2 years ago, involving Tate's associate, Georgina Nagel. Not him, his associate, Georgina. I believe we have a picture of her, if we can show her. So she, picture's coming up. This girl right here.
Oh my.
Okay,
gosh.
so this is one of the two girls, Luana Radu and Georgina Nagel. These are the two girls that were arrested. Keep scrolling. They were arrested with Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. There she is. Lovely girl right there. Keep scrolling. Okay, yeah. All right, we got that. Now here it is. You ready? If you're ready for this?
Yes.
She allegedly, again, inciting violence here. This is just sheer comedy. Inciting violence. She forced the victim, another woman, to raise her right hand. Go ahead and raise your right hand, Nat. To raise her right hand after the woman had undergone breast augmentation surgery because she knew that movement would be painful.
That's not true.
So how do you know about that?
I just heard about it.
This guy I know.
I just heard about it.
So the point is this, that inciting violence, it wasn't Tristan, it was
Her.
Georgina, who allegedly instructed a female to raise her right hand after she got a boob job and to see how that felt. Now, basically, that, my friends, is what is known as inciting violence.
But why is he getting charged?
Exactly, Nat.
Okay,
Exactly.
me being confused is not
This is
not
the
wrong.
whole bullshit that I'm talking about right
Wow.
here. It might be some inciting some titties, or exciting something else gone out there, but it's just so absurd.
Yeah.
The attacks, the ridiculousness, the libel, the absurdity that they're attacking these two guys with, because to this point, facts, they have found nothing on these guys. So they're reaching for straws of inciting violence of not him, of a girl encouraging another girl to raise her right hand to see how that felt on her titties. Like as I'm saying this, I'm like, I can't believe I'm even actually saying this, that's where they're inciting violence. So here they go again. They've been in jail. They've been jailed. We already talked about first they cancel you, then they jail you, then they try to kill you. Hence what we're talking about with this rash that broke out. But here's where I'll give you my own personal opinion right now. And again, I've never been in a situation like Tate. None of us have. The worst thing that you've ever had to deal with is being accused of something that you didn't do. Right, Nat?
Right,
It feels
Adam.
horrible.
It feels terrible.
When someone accuses you, oh, I know you did this and I have the proof to do it. Okay, show it to me. Oh, I just know. All right, well, I didn't do it. Oh, 100%, you're definitely guilty. You definitely did it. I know for a fact. It's like, all right, show me. I have no proof. Okay, so you're just accusing me and making accusations of something that didn't happen. That is the worst thing for a person to deal with is mistruths, fake news, allegations when you didn't do something. So I completely empathize with what the Tates are going through right now because there's a 99.999% chance that everything that they've been thrown out is bullshit. Go back to that article one time because Tristan Tate actually sort of mocked what he's going through right now. Not that one, this one. So keep going down. It says it'll probably end with a conviction of my accountant for making a spelling error on a tax document and a headline, guilty verdict in the Tate case. Do not let them distract you. Human trafficking, guys. Proof. Let's go. So they've obviously gone after these guys. They're trying to find every single nook and cranny, dot your I's, cross your T's, dot your lowercase J's of, shout out to Wayne's World. They're trying to find something on these guys, but nothing's sticking. You guys let me know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think actually happened with Tate? Poisoned? Conspiracy theory? Bug bite? One thing for sure is Natalya's going to send him some oatmeal.
I got you, Tate.
He
Don't
got
worry.
you.
I got you on the
Got you. All right, moving right along. In this crazy world, let's talk about some sanity. We've all seen, by the way, how many we at right now live?
We've got almost 400.
Okay.
Slow down, guys. Slow down.
Guys,
Slow down on
I'm
that.
severely disappointed that we're not at least 500 on a SOSCAST Friday.
414.
When we get to 1,000, Natalya is getting sprayed with Bud Light.
It's
Either going to be Dylan Mulvaney showing up live in here doing a cross-dressing thing for you, or Natalya getting sprayed with some Bud Light. Let me know what you guys want to see.
Let's hit 999.
Let's hit 2,000.
Let's see if we can stay there at that number. I think that would be a real skill.
I have faith in you guys out there. Tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your mother. Let's get some people out here because Natalya's looking very dry today and she needs some liquid motivation.
I have some soda.
I think she's glowing.
Some soda.
Okay,
She's got
some
some
liquid
soda.
motivation.
I'm okay with this.
Anyway, moving right along, in this crazy world of men are becoming women, women are becoming super strong alpha men, all this modern day feminism, I think it's very important to go back to the classics of what essentially feminism was when it initially started. And there's a voice of reason in the feminist movement. Her name is Camille Paglia, okay? She's an old school feminist academic and social critic, and she speaks out against modern day feminism. So very interesting. I always say this all the time. The people that need to be talking out against some of the nonsense that we're seeing, especially in the transgender and men becoming women, are actually women who appreciate real men and appreciate the real roles of women, the traditional sense of what it was to be a woman and what it was to be a man. She highlights this in a speech that she recently gave. So it's a 2-minute clip, but we're going to stop it and start it. So let's play it at the beginning. I believe it starts at 5 seconds.
First of all, what I'm calling for, the title of my book, okay, which is Free Women, Free Men. I'm calling for an end to the sex war, okay, in feminism. Okay. Women are well launched now. Okay, so this kind of this reflex, snide, put downs of men that are everywhere. This has got to stop. Now I notice, wherever I go in the world, actually, that upper middle class career women are very unhappy. They're very unhappy, okay? Even though they've achieved a certain status. And what I'm saying is that feminists have to stop blaming men for their own unhappiness.
Upper class, white working women, I don't know if she said white, I added that, very unhappy. Remind you of anyone? Chelsea Handler? Remind you of anyone? I don't know. Did I just let the cat out the bag? Remind you of older, unmarried career woman, no kids, just going after that bag. I say it, people get upset, Chelsea, but a woman says it. What do you say to that? Let's continue the video.
The unhappiness is due, I believe, to huge systemic changes that women, for thousands of years, women had their own world. There was the world of women, and there was the world of men. And the sexes didn't have that much to do with each other, okay? This is a brand new experiment to have this new system where now women can be economically independent now. They're no longer dependent on a father or husband or brother, okay, for their sustenance, right? And they're working side by side with men in the workplace, right? This is an experiment. It's never happened before, right?
I think that's so important to point out. For eons, for generations, for millennium, for thousands of years, women had their place in society, men had their place in society. We can argue the good, the bad, the ugly. We can have that discussion. But that's what it was. And only until the last basically few decades has everything, this experiment that she talks about, been implemented. Yeah. Where women are working, great, make your money. I'm a huge advocate of that. But as I always say, it comes with a price. It comes with a price. And is the price unhappiness? Is the price being lonely? Is the price trying to compete with men and realizing, why the hell am I competing with men? I need to look in the mirror and just become the best version of myself. We say that to men all the time. So this experiment that we're going through has only been a few decades, where you have millions of years of case examples of how men and women interacted. Continue.
What I'm saying in the book, that we may have to accept a certain amount of tension between the sexes in the workplace. Right? The feminist idea.
Certain amount of tension. Do you think there's tension these days between men and women?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, you think so? Why are you giving me some fucking that side eye right now?
No, I'm not.
Why? Yeah, you're giving me tension.
You're giving me
No,
tension.
you're giving me tension.
You're upsetting
trying to give you
me.
attention. You get.
You're upsetting
So this is
me.
what happens. This is what happens.
I'm okay now.
This is what happens. Women show up to the workplace.
I'm okay now.
Men, hey, bro, to get the job, you got to pay attention to feelings and emotions.
But what did I say a few episodes ago? If you learn how to speak to your employees, women, men, all of those types of different people, you can get people to do exactly what you want them to do.
That's right.
That's
I'm
right.
still learning.
You are learning.
Still learning. Hey, Nat, you're doing a great job. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Sos.
Really appreciate you.
Appreciate
Keep
you
up
more.
the good work.
I will.
Everyone out there
That
really
actually
appreciates
kind of made me
you.
watery.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone out there really appreciates you.
Yeah.
It's so easy to control these women if you can control yourself.
Oh my God.
It's so easy to control these women.
Oh my God.
If you can control yourself. Yeah, she's already tearing up. We'll continue with the video.
Oh, that's funny.
Just suppress men enough, women will be happy. I say no, okay? I say, okay, it's on the basis of my own experience.
Sure, what you just said, that was so emphatic. I say this all the time. In order for women to win, men don't have to lose. In order for men to win, women don't have to lose. We can figure this out together so we can both win. One of the major themes of my show, of why we have panels of men and women, is how can we figure out this experiment that we're dealing with right now? How can we figure this shit out? Because it doesn't seem to be working. And you know who doesn't want it to be working? The Matrix, to use an Andrew Tate quote. They want blacks and whites not getting along. They want the rich and the poor not getting along. They want men and women not getting along. They want Republicans and Democrats not getting along. They want Sos and Nat not getting along. And we say what? We say no.
No.
We say we're going to get along. Can't we all just get along? Let's remember that. You mocking me right now?
No,
I'm feeling a little bit of tension right now.
I think you may be on your...
Period?
I didn't say
we'll
that.
talk about that in a little bit.
I
Hey,
didn't say
Nat,
that.
I'm actually offended. I'm triggered because men, brace for impact here, y'all. Trigger alert. Men don't get periods. Yeah.
I can't believe you said that.
No, it's true.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
All my friends,
I swear I thought.
all
you
my
did.
friends, none of them get periods.
I was sharing my tip.
None of them.
Never mind. I
I
wasn't
will
sharing
say
it.
this. if you go in my bathroom closet, my bathroom drawers, I do have tampons in there.
Oh, from Tampax.
Not for me. Not for me.
Oh,
But I know if you're going to have women at your crib,
wow.
to keep a couple things handy.
Talk about hospitality.
Yes.
My God.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No wonder why you're a
Yes.
ladies guy.
There's extra shirts, boxers for your comfort zone. All right, over there. There's tampons
Wow.
down there. There's condoms there. Don't worry about that. We're not going to use those. Don't worry about that. All right. If you'd like to make yourself a cocktail, help yourself over there. If you would like some makeup, all right, cool. My ex loves some makeup. Feel free to use it. Anything you need, I got you.
Yeah.
I come prepared.
Wow.
But the tampons are not mine. I'd just like to make that PSA out there.
Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Next thing you know, the girl's at your house, she's getting her period. Oh my God, I got you. You know, but this is what you have to learn in life.
But you know, girls will be like, why do you have these?
Yeah, I have them for you, baby. I went and bought them for you. You have to just be honest and be like, yeah, my
Yeah.
ex left them here. It's not that big of a deal. And then they're like, okay, cool. Got you. All right. Anyway, men don't get periods. Let's continue with this video.
An Italian-American immigrant community, okay, is that what women have lost is the old solidarity that they once had when they totally ruled the private sphere. The women's life all day long was with other women once, multi-generational, older women, okay, as well as the children, all right? It was a huge tribal experience. And now what women are feeling is a sense of isolation and loneliness, disconnection, okay, from their old function. I'm not saying to go back. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
Pause it.
saying stop.
Isolation and loneliness.
I didn't even think of that.
Yes.
That's, wow.
Listen, there's hardware and there's software. Women are hardwired to be feminine. Women are hardwired to be around other women. Women are hardwired to be mothers and feminine, beautiful, beautiful creatures and birth life and give life. Mother Earth, Mother Nature. And now they've been thrust into this role of make your money, be a man, you don't need a man, be the alpha. Next thing you know, not to revisit old wounds, you become Chelsea Handler, where it's all about success. It's all about becoming the man, beating the man. Next thing you know, you're 48 years old, you're drinking vodka at 9 a.m. to suppress your depression because you're super happy. That's right, wink, wink, I'm super happy because everyone chugging vodka at 9 a.m. is completely happy. Can you pass me a Quaalude or a Xanax? I don't know, which one? Fuck it, I'll take both. Thanks, Chelsea. Either way, this is coming from a woman who's basically saying, let's just pay attention to history. You know, they say if you don't learn from history, you're destined to repeat it or you're doomed to repeat it.
Yep.
So let's learn a little something from our friend Camille right here. Let's play the video.
Blaming men, all right? Like, for example, these marches that just happened, okay? The women were exhilarated. They were almost hysterical, okay? I don't think it had anything to do with feminism or anti-Trump or anything like that. I thought it was that women suddenly felt that surge of happiness again for being with other women, all right? You can actually see it in the Odyssey when Odysseus is
Perfect.
Wow.
Okay.
I like her.
Yeah. You do like her.
I like her.
Why do you like her?
She's bringing up very valid points. I think today, like she said, like women are now in a world where they're competing with men, so we don't feel that sense of community with other women. You know, if anything, when women are around other women today, it's almost like competitive. Like, I'm better than you, girl. Like, there's no commonality. And I think that's very important for women because we go through similar things in life. So that sense of like internal community with our women today is gone down so much that we're trying to make ourselves equal with men. And now we're competing with men. And now men are trying to become us women and trying to relate to us. And I think that's hurting our community. Hopefully, with all this transition of men becoming women, the actual women will come back to that community of like, oh, we're actual women, you know? Like, we are the creatures that give birth. We are, you know, like that sense of community. So I think that's very important that she brought that up, is that the march that they had, you know, it's like these women were so exhilarated and so excited, but like, were you exhilarated because what you were celebrating, or were you exhilarated because you were around people who agree with you and they go through the same things?
Great
as you?
point. And I'll say this, you know, one thing she did highlight, in case we missed it, is that we're not going backwards.
Yes.
The one thing that we understand is once things progress in society, very rarely does it go backwards, if ever. Okay, so this is something that will continue to evolve and move forward, and that's fine. And let's just deal with the reality as it is today. However, adjustments can't be made. There's corrections, there's overcorrections, and there's adjustments. And it's sometimes recognizing what we're dealing with, this social experiment that she's talking about, is it's completely new. It's like, hold on, what is happening right here? And just like there's been multiple waves of feminism, first wave, second wave, third wave, a lot of women out there, a lot of female content creators out there are talking about this newest wave of feminism, this fifth wave feminism they're talking about, where women will basically retract and digress in some sense and go back to being more the traditional feminine women. I don't think that women are ever gonna go back to the kitchen and never work again, but embrace your femininity and stop competing with men, because sometimes that is a road to nowhere and is a road to loneliness. And I think it's very important. Now, why should men care? So why should men care about this? Because men, unless you're gonna be the type of guy that's gonna be black pill, MGTOW, that doesn't wanna deal with women, I think it's very important and incumbent on you to understand women's mindset and to understand where they're at, take account of it, and act accordingly as a man. So to your point, men being with men, women being with women. Listen, you're talking to somebody that played high school football, high school basketball, college football, sports, intramurals, fraternity. Like, men being around other men just makes you tougher and it makes you a man, okay? And you realize men are competitive, but it also makes you, men are hierarchical, right? Hierarchical, where women tend to be more social gatherers, like egalitarian, some might say. But when you're around other men, you realize, all right, cool, that's the leader, that's the boss, that's the captain. All right, cool, here's my role, got it. Here's where I'm at in this. How do I fit in? How can I add value? How can I help? Hey, I'm pretty low on the totem pole. Let me work my way up. Let me improve. You know, a lot of men are labeled this like toxic masculinity. Nothing is as toxically masculine as being in a fucking locker room with 50 other men, putting pads on, getting ready to go smash the other team's fucking face in, okay? Which I did for a decade, okay? Or on a basketball team, or fighting in a ring, or just really, but the fact that they don't want men to be like that these days is making men soft. So men being around other men will harden you, make you stronger, make you tougher. Men need other men in their lives. You know, we did stats the other days about like 20% of men don't have a close friend. Some decline in friendship, decline in close confidants. It's like, put the fucking video game down, get out the house, and go get some buddies, go get some homies, go get some compadres. Men need men in their lives. Speaking of women, having women in their lives, like she just discussed. You know what? One of the most fascinating things, I bet you half our audience isn't even gonna know what I'm about to say. Because I heard it and I'm like, what? Women do that?
Wait.
You tell me, all right?
Okay.
So we just embraced a controversial topic about men not being able to get their periods, but women can.
Right.
Okay, which we can talk about. It is mind-blowing to me that women do this. And I'm probably gonna butcher it because I don't understand this because I've never gotten a period. But if you put a bunch of women in a room, or if they spend a good amount of time together, or if they work together, all their periods
in sync.
get synced together.
It's true.
What kind of batshit crazy female hormone Mother Earth shit is that, okay? Women, like, no dudes are hanging out and it's like, yeah, we all just got a boner at the same time, bro. No. That's like not a thing, okay?
Wow.
You guys let me know, is that like how you roll out there? But women will spend some time in the same room together.
Yeah.
Tell me what happens.
It happens to me. Yeah, it happens to me actually quite often. When I actually first started working at Valuetainment, that whole cycle changed, and it was actually mimicked Kelly's. She's like, I have my period, and the next day I'm like, oh, I just got mine. Like,
me too,
I'm not supposed to get mine till
No,
next week. Like, yeah, but that's how it works. And I think that's kind of like really cool. As weird as that is, I think it's kind of cool because it's like your women's senses are sensing the femininity around, and it's adjusting to it. And maybe that's not a bad thing because then you can have all the women like in a moody mood at the same time. And then when
that
they're
is not
in the
a
mood,
good thing.
No, but then you can get it. They're like, everyone's on their period. Just give them a break. Wait till next week. They'll be fine.
I feel like there should be a
Warning.
PSA bulletin.
I
Breaking
warn
news
people.
This
I warn
week,
people.
every woman in the office got their period. Every guy's just like,
I got you some chocolate. Can I
flowers,
have a hug?
extra flowers.
Hey, did you finish that report? Yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh. It's just
Women.
women are physical and emotional creatures, so we connect better than men do generally. It's so when women are together, they connect on a physical and emotional level. So no wonder something like that, syncs up. It's like nature. We're
Yeah.
just like, now we're a week apart.
It's
This
helpful.
whole-
It's like, can I
this-
borrow a tampon? Yeah, girl, sure.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's,
Yeah.
you were last week and I have them this week. What do you got left over?
Oh, you don't have a tampon? Well, I got some in my drawer right now, girl. Like, what you need?
Yeah.
So it's mind blowing to me.
Community.
Again, this whole conversation of what's a man
Yeah.
and what's a woman, and this debate these days. It's none of my dude friends are all hanging out. We're not syncing anything. There's nothing syncing. Maybe we're doing a little in-sync singing. I don't know. Shout out to Justin Timberlake. However, we're not syncing our periods. By the way, quick little anecdote right here. Have you seen this new campaign about all people getting their periods? Speaking about
I
this
saw
topic.
that in your story.
Okay, let's get just topic about this.
Ugh.
So pull up this picture right here. This was that guy, Ollie London, who we talked about right here. And it's people have periods. He's commenting. Can we read the top of the tweet? He's saying only women have periods. This is a man who was going through a transition and then he detransitioned. By the way, these are terms that I'm learning for the first time. Wow. Transition, detransition, all this kind of stuff. Men cannot menstruate. Transgender women cannot menstruate. To suggest otherwise is insulting to women. So I
you.
saw this picture, right?
Yeah.
And don't scroll in yet. I saw this picture. No, scroll up. People have periods. Keep up. Okay. So I'm like, all right, cool. Are these women? Are these men? Are these like girly men? All right. And then punch in a little bit. Oh, no. Punch in. Okay. Look at all their private parts areas. They're all bleeding. Do you see this?
Oh my God.
Did you not notice that?
That was the first thing I noticed.
What the fuck?
Okay, they're all bleeding.
That's-
These dudes right here, tatted up.
But women don't
Feminine
even
dudes.
market these type of menstrual things like that. Like, how offensive is that? Like, you're sitting there with your underwear, with your period on it. Any girl knows if that happens to you, you're like, fuck. Like, no, this is not something to market. Like, wow, I'm very disturbed, disgusted. Like, way to just put like an insult to women out there. Like, how do you market it like that? First off, and then you have men on top of it to put that out there. Ugh. Wow, I didn't even realize that. I didn't even
This is
realize
my
that when you
point.
posted it. Wow.
Is that on the surface here, you're thinking, all right, go back to that picture. All right, we got these girly men, these flabby, sissy, tatted up men. By the way, the days of getting a tattoo and looking tough are completely
Gone.
done, over, gone. I used to, in the 80s and 90s, you used to see dudes show up in tattoos.
Yeah.
Fucking Harley Davidson, Hell's Angels, gangsters. It's like, these girly boys are tatted up. It's like, all right, nobody's intimidated by tattoo these days. But then you scroll in, go to the dead center guy sitting down, just go scroll in right on that. There he
Crouch
is,
out.
just perioding it up. The guy on the left over there, just perioding it up. It's like, people say, Adam, why do you cover this stuff? Because some things are so goddamn absurd these days. How do you not discuss it and call out ridiculousness and absurdity? And again, one of the beautiful things of why I always want to have women on my panel and why I have Nat and Kelly here, it's like, okay, it's coming from me. Oh, you're a transphobic asshole, bro. It's like, all right, don't listen to what I have to say. Let's listen to what women who have periods have to say. How does this make you feel? Kelly and Natalya.
Kelly, you want to go?
It's
Speechless.
literally, my brain doesn't.
Wow.
Like, I want to be very open and accepting to people. Female bodies are the only ones that can produce a child and bleed. Even transgender individuals don't have those capabilities. I don't understand the point of the whole. I don't understand the point of it. It doesn't make periods okay. Like, it's just there's no point to it, so it's just useless to me as a female. And I think it's useless to transgender men. Like, I would really love to hear from any one of these people and say, what is the point here? What message are you trying to send? Because people don't have periods. Women have periods. Just because you're a transgender woman, you actually don't have a period. Thank you for supporting women that do have periods, but that's not the message I'm getting here. I'm getting that everyone can bleed and have a kid. Okay, please go have my kid for me so that I don't have to change in my body. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Try that.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I think it's important to know to point out, Kelly, not to get all political right here.
Yeah.
You're the furthest thing from a conservative. Like I don't
what?
see, like you're not a conservative. You're not a hardcore Republican. I feel like you're a pretty liberal person, sweet girl. No.
I actually am pretty conservative.
Conservative.
Oh.
Yeah,
Republican.
she is.
I just have
Coulda
to
fooled me.
Okay, wait.
Could have fooled me.
I'm very. I try to connect with each person. I'm very understanding. I'm very open. I'm not, a crazy redneck, all the way right wing person, but I am pretty conservative. And I don't support abortion.
Oh, okay.
I believe in capitalism. I believe in a lot of things that are very conservative. And a Republican, I have very traditional Christian values.
Okay. Well, you know what? I learned something today. And I'm sorry. I'll see you at the next January 6th march. Amazing.
And first off, this whole campaign, whoever's marketing this campaign, their product isn't working because they're bleeding through their panties.
But you don't have to be all the way right or left. This is too far left. Men,
Too far
I'm
gone.
sorry, men and transgender people can't bleed like that.
Spoke from a woman. Nat,
Yeah.
final word on this.
It just looks very desperate to me. I see these people and I'm like, you're desperate to be part of this community of women. And it's just like so unrelatable. So like, I can't think any woman, I'm sure there's women out there that are like, yeah, you can have your period too. But I can't really think of like a real woman with a good head on her shoulders that would embrace something like this, knowing what your body goes through when you have a period. A period is not just like, oh, I'm bleeding, I cut myself. Like a period is like your whole body is moving around, your hormones, all those things. It's preparing your body. And to see, something like this where it's like, it's almost like we're making fun of you. It's like, oh, look, we got our periods too. Like,
Yep.
look, we bleed our panties too. It's like, this is not something that we like go around even celebrating. This is something that just naturally happens. And it's disturbing, it's sad and disgusting.
I'll say one last thing about this, but quote unquote, all people getting their periods, people have periods. There's 3 options that might have happened here. Okay. You let me know what just happened. Pull this picture up real quick of the people having their period. Scroll in a little bit so you can see they're all dudes in shorts or former dudes, whatever. All right, punch out. 3 things happen. You tell me what's most likely. Number 1, they've somehow become women who can menstruate and actually got their period.
No.
Number 2, right before they took the picture, they literally cut their dicks off and they're bleeding.
Oh my God.
That's
That
the
one.
second option. Or they're actually still men, feminine men with packages still intact, and they just put red ketchup on their underwear to market that all people can have periods. What's the most likely thing that happened?
Definitely the third, but with behavior like this, I wouldn't be mad at the second.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, not really.
You got to cut it. Shout out to OG Genesis. Okay, moving right along. This whole conversation about men becoming women and becoming feminized, I think it's important to highlight why you should just stay a man and become the best masculine version of yourself. Because again, as a man, encouraging other men to become better, faster, stronger, wealthier, cooler, sexier, enlightened, just as a better man. Yes, other men can encourage you, but you know who also wants to see you win and see to be a man? Beautiful, feminine women. Let's play this next video.
Hot take, I genuinely feel terrible for the male species. Like, I feel awful for you guys. You guys are told that if you're cis, if you're white, if you're too masculine, if you hold open the freaking door for a lady, then you're toxic. And instead, society is telling you that if you wear makeup, you are somehow better and more masculine. I just want to let you know that from a normal female perspective, that could not be further from the truth. Up is down and down is up, and this is all part of a bigger plan to completely flip society and destroy families. Females have a role, males have a role, it's God-given, it's innate. So do not let them lie to you and tell you that you look better with makeup, because you don't. I promise you, you don't, and the right kind of girl is not gonna think that. So, hot
Boom.
take.
By the way, shout out to that girl.
Yeah, she was
Wifey
pretty.
material, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen out there.
Pretty girl.
You know, somehow just being a normal, beautiful, feminine world, just saying things that are completely normal is now making you like front runner for wifey material these days.
Yep.
So, as she said, men have a role, women have a role. Some women have penises these days, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's on a roll. But society's clearly changing, and it's a weird situation that's going on out there. But people are looking for sanity in an insane world, and sometimes all it takes is a beautiful feminine woman reminding you that you can just be a man and be yourself and treat women as a gentleman and hold the door open for women and be chivalrous and be a gentleman, and good women will be attracted to you. Yeah. And you don't need to put on makeup or put on dresses or get your period as a man. So for I'm very sure that our audience is like completely 100% on our side. But for the very few of you that are still out there thinking about being a feminine woman, being a feminine man, hopefully a video like this will motivate you to just fucking man up, okay? Be the best man you could be. I feel like there's a Gillette commercial Gillette commercial right now. It's like, the best a man can get. You probably don't know that commercial because you're a woman and that's a man product. Gillette, razors, shavers, men stuff. Anyway, when you see a beautiful woman like this, encouraging men and reminding men, hey, breaking news, it's okay to be a man. How do you process that?
I think this is that sense of the community that I was talking about that women can feel. Like when you meet other women like with that mindset, you're like, okay, finally, like you understand the point of view that I'm coming from. It's not a sense of hate and like, it's not that I hate this community, I hate these people. It's just that like you're trying to take away something that's not yours. And so when you see women like this, beautiful feminine woman making great valid points, you see that and you're like, I know that you're part of the actual community that women want to be a part of, like actual women want to be a part of. So I commend you. And ladies out there, if you have this, agreement and you believe that that's true what she said and what's going on, like vocal that. I think today you need to have women, real women out in the world come together to avoid this type of attack. Like men are being attacked. I feel like now women are being attacked in a way. It's like they're trying to take away things that aren't yours. So, all the ladies out there, shout out to you, speak the truth and what you say, not your truth, the truth. Yeah. Speak the truth about what's going on because
it's my truth. It's just totally there's the truth.
So speak the truth, ladies, and at the end
Men
of the day,
don't get periods. Women don't get boners. Yeah. And let's keep it that way.
I like that.
I know, Kelly, you're choking up a little bit right now. You're getting a little emotional right now. I get it. Things are tough out there. Listen, let's do one more story, and then we're going to get the super chats. We're going to do a audience count just to see how close we are to 1,000. Because as I've said before, when we get to 1,000, I'm spraying Natalya down with Bud Light in honor of her birthday. And she knows it's going to happen.
999.
Let's get us to 1,000, y'all.
999, guys.
So, this whole conversation these days of being an independent woman and I don't need no man, and it's like I pay my own bills. It's
I want a man.
Okay, you do?
I need a man.
All right.
I want a man.
Show Natalya some love for her birthday.
She's got a couple takers in the chat. So.
Oh, the takers in the chat. What a man, what a man, what a man. What a mighty good man.
I got a man.
Do you remember that? Dude.
I know that song.
What a man, what a man, what a man.
You don't know that song.
I do. I heard it in movies.
So let's prepare this Instagram clip. But there's a whole conversation about women being boss babes and independent women and not needing a man. It's very interesting how women act all independent until the check comes.
Oh, yeah. They do one of these.
Yeah. Oh, they get the alligator arms. It's like, oh, I can barely reach. All of a sudden, you turn into a T-Rex, bitch. Like, what just happened here?
No.
Okay.
No.
When the bill's at a certain level, I'm like, oh, I got it.
This ain't Jurassic Park. Oh, Chipotle, I got it. Oh, Morton Steakhouse. Oh, I left my wallet. I left my wallet at home, T-Rex.
Who asked who?
Let's play this clip real quick.
Got this.
No, he's joking. You're joking, right?
You got this, right?
No, but baby, this is a huge turn-on.
Volume?
Right. Hey, you told me you wanted to be this like strong, independent woman.
I am a strong, independent woman.
Okay. Well, and that means paying for your own stuff, right?
No, you're the provider. You're supposed to pay for me, for us.
I'm the provider. Oh, so you only want to be treated like a independent, strong woman when it benefits you? You don't cook, you don't clean, you don't do laundry. I do my own laundry. I cook for myself.
Oh, you want to move back with your mom?
I'm just confused. I'm gonna pay. I have no problem paying. I just want to know where the line is drawn here.
You should just pay. You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Thanks. I pay for the couch. I'll sleep on the couch.
I pay for the couch.
Shout out to this dude right here, Javier Gabriel. I mean, him and his wife, they do awesome clips. It's amazing.
Nice.
And they poke fun at the situation that's happening. These are the same guys. We did a clip back then when he's like, when he hasn't gotten sex in a week, and he's like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, rent's due. What do you mean rent's due? He's like, what's up? Good, woo woo.
Oh my God.
We're gonna invite these guys on the podcast. The couple,
we
they're
gotta get
amazing. I
them.
think we're reaching out to them.
Yeah.
But they highlight some of the ridiculousness and the hypocrisy that's happens in society. He's like, yeah, you're a strong, independent woman, so let's just split the bill. She's like, I am strong. I am independent. He's like, so why don't we just split the bill? This is a major turnoff right now.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, cool. Well, like, you don't cook, you don't clean, you don't do anything for me. It's like, well, do you want to go sleep on the couch? He's like, well, I paid for the couch. I guess I'll go sleep on the couch.
I love that.
Now he's independent, sleeping on the couch tonight. But women want to act all independent until the bill comes.
Yep.
Then they get the alligator arms. And they can't reach too far, and they turn into fucking T-Rexes. Now your man's independent on the couch. So women want it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
They want a traditional man, but they want to act brand new.
But here's the thing, though. I saw
Nat, a man is talking right now.
I know, but listen.
No.
There's a Kelly.
Say it, Nat. Say it before I do.
There was actually this other clip. Maybe we'll watch it the next episode. It was like the couple were on a date, and it's like when your man forgets his card, but he has to pay for dinner.
Yeah.
And she slips her card on her toes underneath the table.
I saw that.
You saw that, right?
I love that.
And when I saw that, I
What do you mean she slipped it
like
under the
she
table?
put it like on her
In her
toe, and she like
toes?
gave it to him, so it looked like he was paying, but it was her card because he forgot.
So he could save face?
No, so like we're on a date.
Yeah.
You forgot your card, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well I'll pay, but I don't want it to look like I'm paying. So she slipped it under the table and was like, so it can look like you paid. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? There's a sense
For
of
who? For the waiter?
for the husband to pay.
Yeah, but to impress who?
To just so my point
Just
is
for optics.
Just for optics. So my
Gotcha.
point is there's something about it when a man takes out his card and pays for something. It's a sense of I'm taking care of you.
Yeah.
Even if it was her card, it's when you physically see a man reach for his wallet and you see him take care of the bill, it's that sense of I'm being taken care of. Okay, yeah, it's my card, but I want to see you do that thing. Like there's something about it that you're like, I just would like the man to pay. It's that sense of I'm taking care of you.
Yes.
Now there's certain things that of course women will pay for, like, of course, if the bill is not like crazy, I'll pay for it. Like a couple dollars, sure, I'll pay for it. But if we're racking up a big bill, I'm expecting the gentleman to pay.
And why is that?
Because that's the role that I'm looking to play. I'm looking to play that submit.
Submissive
I want
role?
to submit to my man.
Okay.
And if I'm going to submit to him, I want to feel like in all aspects he takes care of
But are you
things.
also a strong, independent woman?
I think I am I don't know if, right now I would have to be because I'm, taking
See
care
how
of my own
fucking
bills.
confusing it is?
No, it's confusing.
It's
Yeah.
not confusing.
The thing is, though,
at
like,
all.
It's not
you're
confusing?
strong, independent, but you're looking for a man to take that off your plate and be able to submit.
So
because
then-
let's be honest, in a world, women, you have to pay your bills, you have to work. Like, you're not gonna not do those things, right?
Yep.
So you have to do those things to live. A woman's, like, one of her goals should be finding a gentleman that will be able to take that sense off her plate.
Yep.
I even saw this clip of Pat. It was this interview he just had, and it was like, do you think you should have separate accounts? And he said, you should have three: hers, yours, and a together account.
A joint account.
A joint account. And I love that. It was like, that way you can delegate what's being paid for. So if I buy you something, I'm buying it with my money because I want to buy it for you, right? If the bills are being paid or so the kids need something, we'll use the joint account, right? If you want to use, I love that. I think that is so important. I think that is also being able to fairly delegate roles without crossing any lines.
No.
So I think, there's nothing wrong with a man paying. Ladies, don't feel bad if a man wants to pay. But, of course, treat your man, girl. Like, you make money, too. Like, treat your man. He's your man. So that's my take on it.
A couple different points real quick. If you're sitting at a restaurant or sitting at a bar and you're just looking out and I've seen this so many times. You tell me if you've seen this. Man and woman are sitting having a date. All right, great. The bill comes. The man, I got this. The woman's just like, thank you, thank you. And like she's all feminine and like, yeah, because it's expected.
Right.
And the guy's like, no, I got you. He feels some sort of like, all right, I'm the alpha, I got this.
Right.
Very common. You ever see when the woman pays, where she does this, how the man looks? It's the most uncomfortable, weird situation ever. When the woman's like, no, I got this. The guy's like, he's just like, okay, like he's like, it's kind of like when Talladega Nights and Ricky Bobby's like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now. It's like, so you're paying the bill and signing. It's like, I feel like I should be reaching certain place. Like it's very awkward.
Yeah.
But that's social construct. And that's how society has been built. And I'm not saying a woman can't ever pay for something. I'm just saying that it's a turnoff for women when they're asked to pay. It just is. Don't ask me why. It just is. But it's super awkward for men to sit there while the woman's like, don't worry, I got this. And you're like, okay. Like, it's the most feminine, like feminization of men. Have a woman pay for something expensive and you're just like.
But even letting a
Very
woman
awkward.
do that, I'll tell you, you let a woman do that, she's going to have this sense of like, oh, like, I don't respect you the same.
Exactly.
I don't respect you the same.
Exactly. You want to get laid? You better pay.
That's the thing.
There it is. You want to get paid? You want to get laid? You want to get laid? You better get paid. So I'll tell you one more story. You talked about joint bank accounts.
Yeah.
This is so funny to me. Like how these things come into mind. So I'm sitting having a cocktail with a buddy of mine, good friend of mine, and a super successful guy. And his girl, it was his birthday. And she's like, surprise, I got you something for your birthday. And she's all excited.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, cool, what you got? Thanks. She gives this little present and she gives it to him and he opens it up and it's a new watch. It's a really nice watch.
Wow.
And I was like, oh shit, like,
Oh, no.
yo, sick, your girl got you a watch.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, thanks, babe. I'm like, sick watch. Like, he's like, yeah, she spent my money to buy me the watch. She just, I'm the millionaire and she's my wife and she just spent 10 grand of my money to buy me a watch. I'm like, hey, happy birthday, buddy. You hang in there, guy. It's like, imagine that. You're spending your man's money and giving him a gift with the money that he made and you're presenting it as a gift that quote unquote you got for him. Like, buying the gift is the easy part.
Yeah.
Making the money to afford the gift is the hard part.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what? I was like, happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, like,
Cheers.
happy birthday. This bud's for you.
Good luck.
He's like, thanks, man.
Yikes.
So he's like, so let me get this straight. I just got a present, but I just somehow lost 10 grand.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday.
Oh my god.
This bud's for you, dog. Unbelievable.
Yikes.
With that being said, we're about halfway done. Let's get some super chats in. Let's give some love to Nat in the chats. By the way, how many live are with us right now?
601.
601. 400 more. Natalia on her birthday is getting
$3.99.
sprayed down like it's a wet t-shirt contest
Oh,
at
God.
Hooters for Natalia's birthday.
I love
it's her
how
birthday.
it jumps up every time you say that.
Every time. Tell your
It
friends.
jumps up like 30.
If you invite some friends, share the chat, share the episode. It's Natalia's birthday. Our episode is being sponsored by a warm glass of Shut the Hell Up from Bud Light.
Oh god.
And if you get 1,000 people on the chat, Natalia's getting sprayed down with some Bud Light. Let's get to some super chat.
I'm shooting for 999. I appreciate you all in the
I got
chat.
9,999 pounds and a bitch ain't one.
I hope not. Okay, so let's go through some chats. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. Happy Friday. We love being your Friday show. Thank you for joining us. So we'll start off with the first one. We have BB Leduc. Happy birthday, Natalia. You're a flower girl in a rainbow world. Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
just a material girl living in a material world.
Yep. And then we have, again, Tate's coming down hard off the Diana Ball trend. I'm not sure what that means. Then we have Crestis, the dentist. This is for the Tates. Shout out to you. That's $10. Thank you.
Crestis the dentist.
Crestis, the dentist.
I like that.
Good
Great
teeth.
name.
I got some good teeth too.
Ooh. You're looking for a tooth model.
One tooth.
One tooth
Oh
for
my
Natalya
God.
right there.
Then we have Tony Esquire. This podcast gives me the vibes of a cable television talk show. Adam's delivery matches well with the SOSCAST set and excellent female support team. Keep up the excellent content. Thank you.
Thank
We
you, buddy.
appreciate you.
Thumbs up.
Go Tony. Thank you. Then we have Pancia. Did you see the leaked pregnant Crowder video?
Yes.
Yes, we have. We'll probably
Interesting.
cover that later. And then we have Crypto Keeper. What is Sauce drinking, and what are his top 3 alcoholic drinks? What is Sauce's opinion on having?
Bud Light. Bud Light.
Stop it.
And, no,
Lies.
I like whiskey. I like Crown. I like a good old fashioned.
Yeah.
And then if I'm doing like some serious drinking, just tequila.
Tequila.
Casamigo soda with. Here's the hot tip. Not lime. People are just so used to
Orange.
lime. Put an orange slice in there, y'all.
Yeah, you changed it up for
Serving
me.
game out here. That
You're
might be the
welcome.
best advice I've ever given on SOSCAST. If you're drinking a tequila soda lime, just replace the lime,
agree with
remix
that.
it, skirt, get an orange. It's better. And then here's the kicker. At the end, you eat the orange.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's your vitamin C.
There
huh?
you go right there. Thank you, guys.
Then we have what is your opinion on a 9 to 5, 85K after 8 million in crypto pump?
What is my opinion on a
Having
9
a
to
9 to
5?
5 at an 85K after making 8 mil in a crypto pump.
Okay, those two are conflicting stories here. You're
Yeah.
working 9 to 5, you're making 85 grand, but you
Yes.
also made $8 million in a crypto pump?
pump.
What does that mean?
I'm not
So
too sure.
you got eight million from a crypto pump, but you still have a 9 to 5 job where you're making 85K a year.
No, obviously, if you, number one, that doesn't make sense. And if you can do us another super chat and clarify, I'd love to have that
Keeper.
conversation. If you tell me you made $8 million somehow, some way, some great idea, you're not working 9 to 5 anymore. The whole point of making all that money is not to work a 9 to 5. But there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5 at all. Most people do work a 9 to 5. And 85 grand, you know, keep
good
working
number.
hard, pump that up to 6 figures, keep going.
Pump it up. Then we have Al. Thanks, Al. Don't get jealous, Adam, but I only watch for money advice and Nat's legs. Nat, your shoe game is always on point.
Oh,
Yes,
good.
it is. girl.
Oh, you trying to say you're not feeling my legs?
Where's your
trying to
socks?
say?
Got your footies on.
Okay, I
Your
never get
footies.
offended by comments.
I know.
But someone wrote a comment. They're like, "Oh, I watched the whole SOSCAST. Saz is disgusting. Doesn't wear socks." Newsflash, motherfuckers.
Footies.
People got little whiny. Okay.
Finally,
They're
you
hidden
shared
socks.
the truth.
Okay, I'm serving game galore. There's
Seriously.
nothing. Imagine if I had socks up to here. Weirdo.
Awkward.
Mini socks.
There you
Wear
go.
them with dress shoes or
I
with,
love it.
with a suit.
I love
I was like so triggered. I was like, I did a whole episode, and the one comment you want to know why I don't wear socks?
You're wearing socks. Socks, Sosnick.
Go sock yourself.
I like that.
Then we have Pensia again. Fact: women also can sense a full sack of semen.
Can we?
I don't know how I feel about that comment.
Yeah. Where's my guy beating cheeks at?
Beating cheeks.
Yeah, where is beating cheeks?
We miss you,
Hey,
beating cheeks.
where is beating cheeks?
Then we have again. Their bums are bleeding from the from their
Oh.
picture. Thanks, we didn't put that together.
Yeah.
And then we got Uncle Luke. Uncle
That's our
Luke is
guy.
back. What's
305
up?
them titties. Rock. I'm gonna go up. Oh, it's your birthday. I'm hype one.
People,
I was raised on
someone
Uncle
said you're
Luke.
more hype than me.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that. If Natalya did this episode, she'd be like, "Hey,
No,
Not
welcome,
true.
welcome to
I'm
the
not
Not
one to
true.
be all about
Welcome to the
me. I'm not one
SOSCAST.
to
I'm
be
all up-
about me.
I'm all up in my feelings right now."
Stop it. I'm getting my stuff.
Yeah. Step your game up.
Uncle Luke said, question for you, Adam. Do you believe men are transitioning because women have easier lives than men and get attention, so they become the opposite gender to reap the same benefits women do in society?
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's there's like this, a part of it is like joining the cool crowd. This victim mentality of like, you know, you see it, people are cool. It's like this, it's like trends, right? Like it's a cool trend to be
Yeah.
L, to be G, to be T, to be Q, to be trans, all this stuff. It's trendy, it's cool. But fads and trends fade, and what happens when the trend of cutting your dick off ain't cool anymore.
You don't have it.
And you don't have one no more. And you know what? Let's make having a dick cool again.
Make a shirt.
Make dicks cool again.
Make dicks cool again.
Yeah, so it's a weird trend.
Yikes.
And again, we'll talk about the trend stuff probably a little bit later this episode. Dude, I got no problem with the L's, the G's, the B's, all that. The T's get a little, is where I get a little weirded out. What just happened?
No, my phone died. We have 2 more chats. I know we had one from Uncle Luke, and he said, happy birthday.
Do you need to charge this?
Your
phone?
Would like to, yeah.
Kelly, grab
It's okay.
this phone, please.
He said, oh, yeah, happy birthday, Nat. Showing love. We appreciate you, Uncle Luke. You're the best. Then we got a big timer super chat. Big timer. Shake your shoulders.
Oh, shit. Big timer.
Big timer from Demon's Row. Let me do my little.
Oh, man.
I go to church. Present for Nat's birthday. Sauce, you got the most entertaining podcast right now. $100 super chat.
Oh,
$100.
my guy.
He already spent the money, but here's the
Yes.
money.
What was his name again?
This is Demon's Row.
Demon's Row. As a Jew, I'm trying to do some
Here
prayers.
you go. Do your Father, Son,
Natalia,
Holy
as a
Spirit.
cat. Teach me how to do it.
Father, Son,
Father,
Holy
Son,
Spirit.
Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit gets 2?
Yes.
So the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Wow, that made me just love you.
Thank you. All right. Shout out to the Jews, the Christians, the
Yes.
Muslims,
Thank you
the
so
Buddhists,
much.
the Hindus, the Scientologists, whatever you all out there. Much respect. And much respect to Demon's Row for the #1 super chat of the day. If you want to get some love and get some shout outs, we'll be doing super chats toward the end. But it's Natalia's birthday.
Yes.
You know, I'm all about saving that money. We know that. But today on Natalia's money, on Natalia's birthday, spend that money on Natalya and show some love in the super chat. She's racking up some dollars. Okay. Where'd Kelly go?
Kelly.
Okay. We got Jorge in the mix. Do you know how to pull up clips?
Oh, we have one more chat.
Okay. One more chat.
Rob Borodex. Adam, who did you play football for?
I played football in North Carolina, Greensboro.
Oh.
And then I transferred over to Florida State University, got the shit kicked out of me and said, all right, I can play football over here or drink beers and bang hot chicks. And I said, yeah, let me hang over here in Florida State
beers.
University. And yeah. You got more?
No, that was the last one for
Okay.
now.
Well, it's kind of hard to continue because we need Kelly to pull up the next story.
Yes.
So it's pretty interesting.
Oh, this was a nice comment. Alex de la Cruz. Nat keeps it 100. You know
That
it.
a girl.
You know it.
All right. Hori, do you know how to pull up stories?
I don't know. Can I play it? No?
Which one? I can pull it up.
Okay, Nat, go ahead, pull this thing up. So we recently saw the movie Air with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Okay, so this is guys. Let me actually set this up. Some people say that we don't talk enough money on VT Money. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think money is in all the stories that we do, but we're gonna talk a little bit about money right now. Okay, so some money stories. A little bit of money, real quick. So here's a story about Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and how not understanding how money works basically can be the detriment to your bank account. So pull up this clip, this article, if you can. So scroll up to the top. So this is a Business Insider story. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, new stars of the amazing movie Air. If you haven't seen it, it's all about Michael Jordan and how basically he selected Nike over Converse and Adidas, where everyone was basically encouraging him to go because that was the biggest basketball shoe, tennis shoe back in the day. And basically his decision to go with Nike basically made Nike the #1 shoe ever at this point, made him a billionaire. But Ben Affleck, who played Phil Knight in the movie, and Matt Damon, who played Sonny Lecaro, I believe was his last name, who was the agent, I'm sorry, not the agent, the rep of the Nike's basketball division. Awesome movie if you haven't seen it. But Ben Affleck and Matt Damon tell this story about when they first made their money and how they blew through 110 grand after they each made after selling Good Will Hunting and when they went broke in 6 months. So if you scroll down on this story right here, they're on Ben Affleck is being featured on Drew Barrymore's talk show. So I believe that it starts at about 1 minute 10 in. Kelly's back, so she could probably play this clip. So it starts at 1:10 in. Here's Ben Affleck discussing his financial situation. Go to 1:10, and some lessons that can be learned about understanding money works, especially when it comes after. Cool. Thank you. I love that story because we all know how we talked about having a happy ending here in the SOSCAST. We all know how that ended up. They ended up becoming multimillionaires. Their net worths are in the hundreds of millions at this point. They've gone on to become some of the biggest actors, directors in all of Hollywood. But everyone has their first payday, okay? Everyone has their first payday. And what you decide to do with it is very important because for some people, once you get a big pop like that, you might not ever get that again, right? You might think that the good times are always gonna roll. Here's a situation where they made 600 grand. He said he had to pay 150 grand in taxes, so they're left with 450. The agents took another 100 something, so they're left with, I don't know, 200 grand. They each got 100. They each spent 50 grand on a Jeep. So now they're left with 50 grand a piece. They spent that 5K a month on a party house. Boom, 6 months later, we're broke. Holy shit, how'd this happen? Okay? So what's a lesson that you can learn from this? You might have a big payday. You might have a big pop. We just talked about that guy who made however much money in crypto.
Yeah.
We all seen what happened in crypto over the last year.
Right.
Okay, you might have a big stock market pump and dump where you end up with $1 million or a couple $100,000. But we also see the stock market crash after that. It's very important to why they say you can't keep up with the Joneses. And it's very important to understand that these paydays won't last forever. So I'll give you my story. I went from being broke as a joke. I never made more than 20 something grand ever until I basically got out of the rat race I was in and took a year of my life cold calling for a startup financial firm hedge fund. And next thing you know, 2007, 2008, boom, I made 100 grand. And it was, when you talk about if you've only made 20 grand in your life, and next thing you know, you 5X that, and you have 100 grand that you've made, and obviously after taxes or whatever, and I'm sitting there with tens of thousands of dollars in my bank account. And I'm like, holy shit, what do we do? The most I've ever had in my life at that point was like, into the account at once is like a couple grand. And now I'm looking at, I don't know, 20, 30 grand in a bank account. And what did I do? Did I buy a watch? Did I buy a car? Did I move to a nicer place? Did I buy some new clothes? Maybe I bought a couple new white tees. Hell yeah. You know,
Not a car.
5 for 50. We know I didn't get a car. You know what I did? I did nothing. I just kept it in the bank and I sat on it. And you know what happened next? What happened in 2008, Natalya?
Crash.
There was a massive market crash, the Great Recession, and everyone I worked with got laid off. Everyone I worked with, I did deals with Lehman Brothers. I did deals with Credit Suisse at the time, with Bear Stearns. Half the people went out of business. Half the funds basically evaporated. People got laid off from their jobs. And I realized, holy shit, save that money.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, did I learn this the hard way? Because I was in between, yo, I got 20 grand sitting in the account. Let's go out, let's ball out, let's do this. And I'm so glad I didn't, because a few months later, the world came to a screeching halt. And I had to basically take a look in the mirror and be like, wow, you just learned an invaluable lesson. Is when you have these big paydays, whether it's me making 100 grand or frickin' Goodwill Hunting making 600 grand, you never know what's around the corner. Right. How many people made a ton of money on Dogecoin or on AMC GameStop stocks or whatever crypto idea they had or whatever NFT they invested in, and 6, 12, 18 months later, they're like, yeah, I got nothing.
Yep.
We've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
And it's so important to be prudent and understanding playing the long game, because cash is king. Now, with that being said, there's a difference between being frugal and smart with your money and being cheap and being basically a penny pincher. Now, so what I would recommend is, let's say you make 100 grand, take 5 grand and buy something that you really freaking love. Love. I've always wanted this. I've always wanted this watch. I've always wanted to get this car and I'll put a down payment on it. I've always wanted this, but not 20 grand, not 30 grand. Don't blow a check like Day Day, spend that shit, the song out there. Have you ever heard that song before? Because you never know what's around the corner. Have you ever had a situation where you came into a bunch of money, you didn't know what to do with it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I wouldn't
What'd
say
you
it was
do?
like a bunch of money. I mean, I saved it. I didn't touch it.
You saved it for a rainy day? What'd you do?
I saved it and I paid my bills with it over time. That was really what I did with it. I didn't really do
Time
anything
after
crazy
time.
with it. I
Okay.
didn't do anything. with it.
Let us know in the comments, if you would, your biggest payday you've ever had and what you did right then and there.
Oh, I love that.
Okay? In the comments, your biggest payday you've ever had and what you decided to do with the money. Because I always say that anytime that you come across a big, it could be an inheritance, it could be you got a business deal, an exit, you did a deal and you cashed out, you sold a company, whatever a big payday is for you. For some people, it might be 10, 20, 50 grand. For some people, it might be 100 grand. For some people, it might be $1 million. Whatever it is, here's what I always recommend you do. Anytime you come into a big payday, whatever that is in your world, for the first 6 months, do nothing. Do not change your lifestyle.
Right.
Do not keep up with the Joneses. There's something called lifestyle creep, where the more money you make, you feel like you deserve nicer things. Well, I was only making 60 grand. Now I'm making 120 grand. I'm going to go get a new apartment, or I'm going to buy a whole new car, or I'm going to get a whole new set of friends because my friends suck. Maybe, I don't know. But what I would recommend you do for 6 months is do absolutely nothing and live the life that you've been living, but just have money in the bank. Okay? So if you just have money in the bank, cash is king, save that money, we understand that. So when 6 months happens, 12 months happens down the road and there's a recession or you get laid off from your job, you're chilling. You're not stressing and you can move on with life.
That's also really good of a like a habit to create, that like you, just because you have it doesn't mean you have to spend it. That
Yep.
habit, it's very, very tempting. So I think that's even building up that temptation that people have of like, oh, you know, but I have it, I can spend it, you know. So I think that's a very, very important characteristic to have.
You know why I don't spend a ton of money?
Because
I'll
you
tell
want
you
to
why.
save that money,
Yeah.
Sauce. If there's one thing
beyond
about
saving
you,
them- yes.
you do save that money.
I agree.
Everything you do, save that
Totally
money.
understand. Again,
Yes.
there's a difference between being frugal and being cheap. I'll tell you
Yes.
why I like to save my money. Because I'm good. You know, I'm not PBD good, but I'm good. I've got money in the bank. That's not a problem. I don't have to worry about day to day, week to week, month to month, even year to year at this point. But here's my lesson for you guys. You know the best thing that you can buy?
What?
It's not a home. It's not a car. It's not an investment. It's not any type of material good. It's not a watch. It's not anything like that. It's not clothes. The best thing that you can buy in life is peace of mind. You cannot put a price on peace of mind. You cannot put a price on, hey, man, what are we going to do? We're good. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. Hey, how are we going to pay rent this month? Not a worry about that. Hey, my mom's sick. I got you, Mom. Hey, something happened. Oh, I'm good. Peace of mind comes with having money and having financial freedom. Financial freedom is what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, they used to say, there was a phrase back in the day, he who dies with the most toys wins, right? There was a famous phrase back in the 80s. It was all about materialism and consumerism and gluttonism and just balling out. But what they found out is that all led to having too much shit, excess, and debt. And the epitome of being a glutton. And there was an article a few years ago, I think it was like in 2016, it was a Washington Post, and it was like breaking news. He who dies with the most toys now loses. And this is where it kind of helped me shape having a millionaire minimalist mindset. It's that I don't need all this extracurricular stuff in life to be happy. I can be happy just chilling in a white tee, okay? Now, I do like to live in a nice place. That's pretty much the extent of what I like to do. I have a nice place, I'm chilling, I'm good. But I don't have a car. I don't really rock expensive jewelry.
Yeah.
Okay?
If
I
there's
don't-
one thing, you don't walk around like flexing, but you have a sense of that peace of mind that women feel like you take care of things. And I think that's also, you may think like you need the outside stuff to look like you got it, but a lot of the time it's the confidence. You have a level of confidence, Sauce, that women feel like, oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
And I think as much as you may have in your bank account, like if you look at these billionaires, like they walk around in like tees and like regular pants. They're not flexing. You see the people flexing that are like that's part of like their getup. But that's part of their getup. If there's one thing I will say, I'll quickly just say this. When I experienced that trip to Monaco that I went on with PHP, I thought I knew what money was. Oh my God. If you think you're rich and you know what money is, go to Monaco. Monaco is the next level of wealth.
Yeah.
That is like, I experienced that. I was like, I got a lot of work to do.
Monaco makes, if you have 1 billion, feel poor. It's
yes.
like, all I got is 1 billion. It's
literally.
Like, loser.
Yes.
100 billion.
But it's the level of confidence that you have, no matter what you have. That confidence, it speaks so far. So just keep that in mind.
And just for the average guy out there who's just starting out, making some money, don't worry about millionaires. Don't worry about billionaires. Save 10 grand. Save 10 grand. You know, I have my whole SOS 6 steps of principles of wealth.
Yeah.
And step number 3, save that money, is get to 10 grand. And some of you are going to be like, 10 grand, I have that in the bank, no problem.
Yeah.
And some of you are going to be like, dude, I would love to have 10 grand in the bank. There's levels to this shit. The most confidence I've ever had. It's funny now that I've got money. That year that I made 100 grand, I had 20 grand sitting in the bank, and I tell that story about how I accidentally dropped the ATM receipt in front of the girl that I was dating, and she's like, "Oh my God, you've got 20 grand." I'm like, "How you doing, girl?"
Yeah.
But to walk into a bar, to a restaurant, to a club, to a lounge, to any sort of public setting, and know that you have 10 grand to your name, whoever you meet, whatever girl you talk to, whoever you want to hang out with, buying a round of drinks, no freaking problem.
Yep.
And that's how confidence starts, is with 10 grand.
Yeah.
Whatever I need, I got this. Then 10 goes to 100, 100 goes to 1 million, and so on and so forth. But it starts with 10 grand.
Yep.
There you go. Save that money.
Save that money.
Speaking of saving that money, we're going to talk about a story about a friend that we've had on the show at the Vault. I've interviewed, PBD's interviewed multiple times. I'm talking about Robert Kiyosaki. He's actually the only person I know that has never said my catchphrase when I asked him to do it, save that money. He's like, save that money? Save what? He took $1, it was a Zimbabwe dollar, and went and ripped it in half.
I love how you didn't even rip the fake one.
These are real dollars, Nat.
Yeah, sorry.
I would never.
Sorry.
But he ripped the dollar, and he's like, money is garbage. And I said, yeah, maybe when you have $100 million, the average person isn't ripping money. But Robert Kiyosaki, who likes speaking his mind, definitely ain't shy, likes going on podcasts, likes interacting with people. But if you piss Robert Kiyosaki off and you say the wrong thing, homie, don't play that.
Ooh.
So here's a clip right here that Kelly's going to play of Robert Kiyosaki on a podcast feeling some type of way, getting triggered about someone putting words in his mouth. Go ahead.
I mean, during these years, I assume you had the chance to get to know very successful entrepreneurs, CEOs of very large companies. Those you mentioned that they've created their brand, that they've created these.
I don't give a shit about CEOs now. I don't.
Well, I was gonna. Yeah.
Most of them are here. Most CEOs.
I meant like founders of large companies. That was what I was meaning. But
no, you don't have to. Please don't put words in my fucking mouth. I didn't say that. Okay, that pisses me off.
No.
Don't say I hang out with CEOs and you have to be a major corporate. You don't have to be. So please don't say I said that. Be very careful. That upsets me more than anything else. Okay, you can be small and still build a brand.
Okay.
You can, I just did $100 million deal, but I'm still a small investor. Understand, it's nothing to do with size. It has to do with knowledge.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to say to you, the reason most people don't make it over here, they just want to get paid. They think money is the most important thing on earth. Money is not important to me. It's my education's important to me. It's what do I learn? How do I do it? Can I build a brand? If you can build a brand, you're a mega millionaire. I'm trying to say to you, the reason
My guy.
Don't put words in my
He went
mouth.
in the camera. He's like, don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that shit. Robert Kiyosaki don't play. We had him at the vault.
Yes.
What was that? 6 months ago, 9 months ago?
Last year.
By the way, shout out to our team, our sales team at PBD Consulting, Ben David Consulting, that did a great job at our recent event at the SLS. Amazing event. So shout out to you guys. But the vault is coming up.
Yes, with our speakers.
September. We just announced Tom Brady is going to be one of the speakers. Mike Tyson is going to be one of the speakers. The author of Unreasonable Hospitality, one of the speakers. He was running the #1 restaurant in New York at one point. But Robert Kiyosaki was one of the speakers last year. And if you think that Robert Kiyosaki ain't afraid to go off on somebody, you see what he went off on. I had a chance to interview him after PBD's interview. And I said, Robert, I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to talk about real estate. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about the economy. I just want to talk about relationships.
Yeah.
And he goes, ooh, I like this topic. He's like, did you know that I was a big fat beta? I was like,
Whoa.
what?
Wow.
I'm like, I didn't even have to ask the question. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. He's
Tell
like,
me
yeah, I'm
more.
getting a divorce right now. I didn't realize how to treat my wife, Kim. We got divorced. I was like, make sure the cameras are rolling. He goes, yeah, roll the cameras. I was like, because usually a lot of people, you know, especially they'll talk money all day long if that's their thing.
Right.
But when you ask them about relationships and women and dating and intersexual dynamics, all of that, they kind of get a little close to the vest. He's like, roll the fucking cameras, buddy. I feel like Robert Kiyosaki's at a point in his life right now. He's like, he doesn't give a shit. He's made hundreds of millions of dollars. He's developed a brand. He's developed a legacy. I think at this point, he just wants to be himself.
Right.
So here's this guy in this clip right now, just kind of putting words in his mouth, which, to be honest with you, I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I just think it triggered Kiyosaki, and Rich Dad didn't show up. Poor Dad rolled up. He's like, oh, you think Poor Dad's here? Let me show you Ghetto Dad real quick. Let me show you how I roll. And the guy was like, oh, didn't know how to react.
Pros.
Just kind of got caught up in the mix.
I love that.
But Robert Kiyosaki, love him, hate him, appreciate him, respect him. You have to respect the man in the arena doing his thing.
Right.
And one of the things that he was highlighting to the gentleman out there about how he didn't care about the business or the CEO, because he has his Robert Kiyosaki quadrant. And basically, if we can pull up that image, this is kind of the image that he was showing to the gentleman. He's basically saying that it's a four-point cash flow quadrant to basically how money works. Number one is you're the E.
Right.
You're an employee. You have a job. We've all been there. We've all done that. We're all employees. I get it. Then you become an entrepreneur, which is S, you're self-employed. You own your job. But sometimes, as we all know to your entrepreneurs out there, if you're the solopreneur and you're working for yourself starting a business, you are the boss, you are the employee, you're the staff, you're the HR, you're everything. And it's very hard to do. And I respect those mother suckers like crazy because they are the backbone of society, small businesses. Then you become a business owner and you own a system that works for you. That's when you're the chief, you're the CEO, and you have employees, you have payroll, you have all that kind of stuff. And this is really, what Valuetainment is all about, entrepreneurship and starting a business. But then the level that Kiyosaki basically highlights is becoming the I, becoming an investor and having your money work for you. And I've been through all of these phases, and I'm still an employee at my company. I still have a 1099 with another company, Valuetainment. I own a business. I'm making money on that. But where I'm really building wealth is all my investment accounts, and real estate accounts, and REITs, and index funds, and mutual funds, and investments that I've invested in, quite frankly. And my money works for me overnight. But there's levels to this game. And I think that's what Kiyosaki was basically saying is like, don't put words in my mouth. Just follow the system and shut up.
Yes.
All right. Kiyosaki,
I
not
love
playing that game.
I think sometimes we see these big time people and we think like, I think the people who don't have it, they think a certain way that those people think. And I love when you see these type of reactions because it's like, don't put those words in my mouth. Like, I believe that, I think that he had a flashback of the grind that he had to go through to get to where he is. And I think that is a very very, what is it, humility, that sense of humility that comes off when you see that. And there's people that I've met who don't have it. Like when you meet someone like Pat, like that sense of like, oh, wow, like it's almost like you're going through the grind now. So it's like, it's very relatable. And I think those type of people are the people that really make the change in the world. So I appreciate that reaction, honestly.
You know, a wise woman once told me, you know, I can't get no satisfaction.
Oh, who is that wise woman? That's
Shout out to Natalya on her birthday. Show some love. We got about 15 minutes left before we wrap up.
Yeah.
How many live viewers do we have right now?
596.
596, guys. 1,000. We're spraying down Natalya with Bud Light.
No.
If we don't get there, you're not going to see Natalya all soaking wet.
Enjoy my flowers.
All right.
Enjoy the flowers.
I expected more from our audience today, but
we don't want to be wet.
we'll see what we can. Speaking of hard work, speaking of putting in that work, let's pull up this next story. Here's this beautiful, lovely young woman who says she dropped out of college, moved to Florida to avoid 200 grand in debt, and I made my own opportunities. The 200 grand in debt was if she was going to go to college. So she highlights this story of how I dropped out of college and moved to Florida by myself at 19. A lot of people moving to Florida these days. She's saying it's when it's snowing in your hometown, but you dropped out of college and moved to Florida instead of getting 200 grand in debt. Applied to 21 different colleges just to drop out. I love highlighting these types of stories.
Yes.
Okay? Scroll down to what she did on TikTok, actually. So she says that she went ghost we got to scroll back up and start the video over. Her name is Hannah Buck, okay? I'm sure a lot of people are going to see this and basically hit Hannah Buck up. So see if we can refresh the video and then play the TikTok.
The sound at the bottom.
And moved to Florida at 19 years old. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. So this is how I did it. I went ghost for 7 months. I did not see the light of day. I gave myself a timeline. I dropped out of school in December, and I wanted to make it to Tampa, Florida by September. So I gave myself about 8-ish months. I ended up moving, though, in June. So 6 months I did this. I flipped my life around. And I started with $0 because when I dropped out of college, I had to buy a car. So I put all my savings towards my car. I worked about 5 different jobs, and then I did other like little side hustles. Anything I could to make money passively. This is what every day looked for me for 6 months. I woke up around 5 every day. I then went to the gym, and then I'd come home, shower, and then I'd go to my first job. I worked in a warehouse. I would do Amazon orders there, Shopify orders, customer service, a bunch of different things. I'd come home. I was managing some social media stuff at the time, so I did that. And then I started grinding on my own social media. I made 4 TikToks every single day, and then
Is it going to start over if we have to pause it?
I don't think so. We'll find out.
Okay, there's Kelly's British accent
Yeah,
again.
it's coming out.
We're going to go back to that video, but just notice what's happening right here. She made a plan. She implemented a plan. She gave herself a timeline. You know, we say this all the time. Outwork, out-strategize, out-prove, outlast. This is our type of person.
Yep.
By the way, she's pretty cute, too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Adorable.
keep going. Let's play the video.
of that 2-hour break I had. I was trying to grow my personal platform, and then I go to my hosting job. I hosted at an Italian restaurant. And then on the weekends, I worked as a Disney princess, and then at night, I'd work at my parents' ice cream shop. As far as passive income, I started posting on TikTok some of my Amazon finds. I had an Amazon storefront, and I was making about like upwards to $1,000 a month doing that. My goal was to save about $8,000. That $8,000 was to cover my first month's rent, all my furniture, anything else I needed, and then about 2 to 3 months of living expenses. Once I hit that $8,000 mark, it was game time. It was time to find a roommate. There are Facebook pages that I used to find a roommate.
Pause it there. We get it.
I had the most success.
The point is this.
Yeah.
I think the TikTok actually goes on for like another 2 minutes. But that's what it takes. She had a plan. She implemented it. She said, I ain't too good to work at an ice cream shop, at a drop shipping, at my parents' restaurant. There I am managing social media. It's like, you know, a lot of Gen Zers get a bad rap for not having work ethic, okay? Work ethic. But I love highlighting stories like this. Whether it's a man, a woman, I don't really give a shit.
Right.
That's someone who's putting in the work.
Yep.
And, you know, work these days is sometimes looked at as a 4-letter word, okay? Now, I often say that the worst 4-letter word in the world isn't F, isn't C, isn't whatever. It's debt, D-E-B-T. Because debt will, if you're drowning in debt, especially personal debt, credit cards, car loans, college debt. It's a big difference in business loans, which is a whole nother conversation.
Right.
But debt, she said she avoided $200,000 in debt. Okay? So not only is she not missing out on 4 years of her life that take to do college, 200 grand. She's fast forwarding her life. She's getting real world experience. She's making money. So when she looks at herself 5 years later, rather than spending 200 or 250 grand in debt, right?
Yeah.
She now has 100 grand in the bank. Okay? Now here's the kicker. You might say, well, some people need to go to college. I fully agree. Depending on your career, doctor, lawyer, engineer, certain business degrees for sure. But sometimes, you know the best school to go to? The school of hard knocks, baby. Get out there in them streets, get working, hustle, you know?
Yeah.
Break your back, crack some knuckles, crack some fists, get out there, pound the concrete, get out there. Sometimes college isn't for everyone. I respect this girl for recognizing, hey, this college ain't for me. She looks like a motherfucking cheerleader. She probably got a scholarship if she could.
And
I
mind
don't know
you,
her cheering skills,
she
so I'm
could
cheering her on.
She could have done OnlyFans and done that.
Oh,
And
like
she
how women
decided
think.
but I saw that in the chat. Somebody said she could have done OnlyFans and she could have done that. So I do respect the hustle. When you see that, you see somebody who wants a better life for them, but they're willing to put in the work. And I think those are the people who really deserve the life that they desire. So shout out to you, girl. Get your life that you want and get your man that you want too.
Oh, wait. Anyway, hit me up, girl. Okay, let's go a couple of stories. So we just did a couple business stories, a couple money stories, a couple work ethic stories. Let's talk a little bit of sexy time for Natalya's birthday. Can we get the strippers to come? Oh, they're not here? All right. So here's a story out here. When I saw this, I was like, please tell me this ain't true. Oh, it's true. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
So there's a lot of men out there these days that aren't exactly getting the nookie or anything like that. And some of them are considering having sex with robots.
I think Vinny talked about this.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of them dudes.
We did.
Okay.
Oh, Vinny.
So here's an article. Being horny increases likelihood that people, particularly men, will sleep with robots. So scroll down. Here's this story. So basically 321 people did a survey if they'd be friends, have a relationship, or have sex with a robot. Keep scrolling down. So 1 week later, they were shown robot porn, okay, and asked to redo the survey. All of a sudden, newsflash, breaking news, men's willingness to engage in sex with robots immediately went up. So here, read the article, Nat, because you can probably see it. Scroll up just a little bit. Start with that. Sexual arousal. Go ahead.
Sexual arousal can increase our willingness to engage in risky and uncontroversial sexual behaviors. However, researchers have yet to examine whether the effects extends to robots. Hence, this study provides the first empirical evidence that sexual arousal can increase our willingness to engage erotically with robots. While sex with robots are undoubtedly coming, if you haven't already.
Undoubtedly coming.
Pun
What?
intended.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
sorry.
Nice.
All right, let me just go back to reading. No research has actually explored whether sexual arousal will open humans up to their use. In order to do so, researchers recruited a cohort of 321 people over the age of 18 through the internet and word of mouth and asked them to complete a 2-part online survey. First, they filled out how likely they would be to do various things with the robot, including being friends with one, being in a relationship with one, and getting intimate with one. 1 week later, they were shown 10-minute sexual explicit videos and asked a repeated survey, with the researchers expecting to see a difference in how they responded once aroused.
Keep going, Cal.
Okay. On almost all accounts, sexual arousal increased the willingness to participate and engage with sexual activity and have romantic or platonic relationships with robots. The only metric that didn't that didn't go up whether they're willing to love a robot. Men were found to be more likely to give a robot a chance compared to a woman when it came to getting intimate with them. But there were no difference between genders when it came to whether they would befriend or fall in love with a robot. The study is not perfect in design. It utilized a small sample of size of ethically similar people, which most are educated and white. At the fact that it is a self-reported online surveys leaves a chance of the inaccuracy. It does, however, mark the first study to delve into the topic, so future studies can look to improve the design.
Guys,
first, shout out to those reading skills. I read all that.
Yes,
go
shout
me,
out
go
to
Nat.
Natalya's.
I'm proud of you.
Natalya's
Shout
like,
out
listen.
to you guys for forcing me to do better.
Hooked on phonics, worked for Nat. Hooked on robots.
Sponsor.
Might work for you. I love how a guy's like, listen, I'll bang a robot, but I'm not falling in love with one.
Fair enough, huh?
It's like, all right, guy. Guys, here's my message to you. Other than the fact that this might be the end of the times, we just talked about these 321 gentlemen who are considering potentially banging robots. If you, let me look in the camera for a second. If you want to have a fulfilling life and you want to have the life of your dreams and you actually don't want to be banging robots for the rest of your life, you need to do what it takes to not be that dude who's resorting to android banging on Mars. Okay? Improve, work out, get your money right, get your game right, get your game tight, look your best, feel your best, go talk to women, get outside and do your thing. Because if you don't, the alternative is banging the chick from the Jetsons. Okay? The robot maid, yeah. That's who you're gonna be banging.
Yikes.
So to me, like when Vinny is always like, I'd bang a robot, it's like, you have fun with the robots, buddy. I'm gonna go have fun with actual real life females, okay? And have intergalactic intercourse with them in real life. That's my message.
Someone said I should have read it like a robot. Damn, I missed that opportunity. Good one. That was good.
Intergalactic planetary.
Yikes.
It's just
Yeah,
crazy
guys.
where the future's going with robots.
It's
And
very
All right.
disturbing.
We're going to skip over a couple of these other stories, and we're going to get right to the heart of the matter for Natalya's birthday because we only have 10 minutes left. So, how many live viewers do we have right now?
We've got 576. Thanks, guys. Good job. They don't want to see me
You guys
wet.
disappointed me today,
They don't want to see me
and
wet.
they didn't want to see Natalya get wet. Hard to do. Anyway,
oh my
Natalya,
God.
this bud.
So here's that. So because we didn't hit 1,000,
Yeah.
maybe I can spread
Yeah.
you
Do it to
my
size. Let's go.
Now you gotta chug it. Chug,
Yes.
chug, chug. That was a pathetic chug.
This beer
Oh
is-
no! Oh no! His tits are coming in. Oh no!
Oh.
His thing is
I'm
falling
getting my
off.
period.
Oh my god!
I'm getting my period. I just had Bud Light. Oh, let me.
Is that your voice changing?
Oh my God, I think I just got my period again.
Is your voice changing?
I will say this.
Are ridiculous.
Bud Light, here's my message to you. You better work on your marketing campaign because your beer tastes like piss water. And if you're relying on just your beer to sell cans, okay, and cases of beer, this ain't cutting it, bud. So you better know who your audience is before you start marketing all these girly boys getting them periods out there. All right? Because a man like me ain't getting my period anytime soon.
Yeah, I
I'm
hope
drinking
so.
your piss water right now for Natalya's birthday.
Good.
This buzz for you.
Enjoy.
Anyway, the reason that I'm doing this, we're going to skip a couple of those stories. We're going to get right to this Megyn Kelly story, where she was called transphobic over her Bud Light rant.
Oh.
Okay? So Megyn Kelly, I'm having more and more respect for this woman. Woman. What is a woman? I'll tell you, Megyn Kelly, that's one. Where she basically, I'm having so much respect for her. So just speaking truth in an absurd world. Sane views in an insane world. That's Dave Rubin's thing. But Megyn Kelly's doing it. Let's pull up this story with Megyn Kelly. So Megyn Kelly, top of the article, please. Megyn Kelly claps back at being called transphobic over Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney's take, I speak the truth. Is this a clip that we can play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's play that clip.
Audio, yeah.
All right, this is a clip. Keep going. No, play the clip.
Play?
Yep.
So Megyn Kelly hit out the news site, the Wrap.
Call me whatever you want. I'm speaking the truth, and
neither I nor the
millions of women.
Yeah.
What was it? Go back. Neither I nor millions of women.
Oh boy, this video.
Just pause it. Other women and men, like us right here, who believe in biology, reality, and fairness, will be dissuaded by your attempts to marginalize us with the words transphobic.
Tell him.
Just because we're saying that men don't get periods or that we don't want Dylan Mulvaney marketing Bud Light doesn't make us transphobic.
Yep.
Transphobic is when you hate trans people or have a downright fear of trans people. None of us are saying that.
Right.
God bless you, trans people. Do you. You want to cut your dick off? Have a great day. Okay? You don't want to be packing, you want to be a hot dog vendor all your life? That's fine.
Right.
You just sell the buns. All good. But that doesn't mean us we hate you. Okay? We're just kind of like, don't try to force things down our throat, pun intended, because we're not having it. So continue back to that Megyn Kelly thing.
This person who is on their beer can has made a mockery of womanhood and girlhood for literally the past year and has been celebrated by far lefties all across the country. But to see what's supposed to be a mainstream beer company do it was a bridge too far. That's why they're having the reaction they are.
Boom. She further responded that she and others were being marginalized by words like transphobic. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I love how she's flipping it around. The marginalized community is now marginalizing a normal woman who's basically speaking facts and quote unquote truth to power. Continue. Thank you, New York Post, for that. So, everyone's kind of playing the transphobic card nowadays.
Yep.
I'm waiting for mine in the mail. That's kind of what her line was. But again, the part of the reason that I love having women on the panel is for you guys to weigh in.
Yeah.
I obviously think it's ridiculous. We're having fun with the Bud Light situation right here, having a lot of fun. We get it. But we kind of talked about this earlier, men getting their periods, this absurdity. This must make you feel hot and bothered all up on the inside and outside seeing guys like this try to sell you sports bras, tampons, and Bud Light.
Yeah. But, as much as it's horrifying as this is, I think this also, and I even said this, and I think they came out with a new beer for it's called Bud Right or something.
Bud Right.
But I think this is a perfect, all my entrepreneurs out there, I'm talking to you. This is the perfect opportunity to create a brand, a company that is specifically servicing those type of people, women, right? Or if you want to have a brand to service your trans people. I think taking brands that grew their company on a certain audience and trying to change it is hurting these companies more than helping some of them. So all the companies out there that feel, or people out there who don't agree with this type of, decisions being made, this is the perfect time for you to create a company and a brand where women, real women, can relate to. So that's my take.
Just to kind of put a little nail in the coffin over here, I always like to use humor and satire and comedy to kind of encapsulate what's going on. And nobody does it better than the great Dave Chappelle. So here's his clip that came out about a year ago of him being attacked by trans people. Go ahead.
Core of the crisis. What is a woman? What is that in this day and time? Is there even such thing as a woman or a man or anything? Seems to be a question nowadays. Now listen, women get mad at me, gay people get mad at me, lesbians get mad at me, but I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is true, these transgenders, these niggas want me dead. I've gone too far, I've said too much. And I gotta tell you, I'm very worried about it. I'm not even joking. Every time I come out on stage, I be scared. I be looking around the crowd, searching for knuckles and Adam's apples to see where the threats might be coming from. A nigga came up to me on the street the other day. He said, "Careful, Dave, they after you." I said, "What?" One they or many theys?
I love that. The they, the them, the who is it? Is it they or them? Hey, here's how I want to be identified. I'm just one person, but I'm a them. Well, hold on. How are you a them? But if you're one person, it's like I'm a he. No, I'm a she. I'm a him. I'm a her. Leave it up to the great Dave Chappelle to just kind of make some satire of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to Dave Rubin. He talks about having sane views in an insane world. And we're living in clown world right now, where men are having periods and where women are feeling marginalized in society, but they're not marginalized because they're being women, which they've always been women, and they were marginalized in the past because they're women. Now women are being marginalized because they're not masculine enough, or because men want to be women, but if you're not a woman, if you don't agree, you see how fucking confusing it is. As I'm saying this, I'm doing somersaults and jumping jacks and acrobats in my head as I'm even trying to speak.
I'm confused.
I'm a him, her, she, we, they, them. I don't know what's happening right now. Anyway, shout out to Dave Chappelle for that. Word to the wise out there. I will say this, word to the wise out there. Before you go home tonight, before you take a lady home, don't drink too many Bud Lights, okay? Because you might find out the hard way if you drink too much that woman that you just took home might have had a little down below. Next thing you know, you're waking up, she's got Knuckles and Adam's apples and a fucking beard because Dylan Mulvaney forgot to shave the night before.
Oh, man.
And you show up. So just be careful out there for Friday.
Don't find out the hard way.
That is that. What is a woman? I'll tell you what a woman is. A woman is the lovely Natalya Delvalle out here. It is her birthday. We're showing her love. We got flowers. I already spent all my money on this woman right now. But we always do the happy ending here. We're at the end of the show. And for the happy ending here, I'd like to highlight and appreciate the lovely Natalya Delvalle. Natalya.
Don't make me cry, okay?
I'm not going to make you cry.
Okay.
And I wish... You have no idea how much I wanted to get 1,000 today. I
know
would have
you
sprayed
did.
you the fuck down
I know you did.
with some Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light. Unfortunately, we don't have it.
It's okay.
But Nat, it's your birthday. You're somehow still 21, 5 years later. We get it. What's going on through your mind? Did you have any pictures you wanted to share? You have any words of wisdom? This is your moment to shine, girl. Be the star. Welcome to the last few minutes of SOSCAST, which is now Natcast.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. I always take my birthday as like a 1 year, New Year celebration. So usually on my birthday, I'm kind of more quiet. I like to just reflect on my year. And it's funny because last year around this time, I was getting ready to move to down south to actually come work at Valuetainment.
Yeah.
And I was at that point where I wanted to change my life. I was happy where I was, but I wasn't satisfied and I wanted more. So, having a birthday here with my new family, and you guys, it means more than you guys know. And I'm grateful to be in front of you guys and be a part of your journey of success and, giving the advice and lead you guys into a happy, life and future. So I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. Thank you for not hitting the 1,000 either, because I didn't really want to be wet either. But that's kind of my birthday rant. I did have a few pictures, but you don't have to pull them up if you don't want to. Just some like baby pictures. I actually
got
have a
'em
picture.
ready.
So that was me at prom. So that was my prom picture. I've always been like a very like dramatic kind of girl. I've
Drama
had
queen.
Drama
love
queen.
it.
A little sassy.
I don't want to. Look at that little brown baby right there. How you doing,
Little
girl?
brown girl. So
You've always had a good smile.
I've
Look at
always
that.
had a good smile. I have the same face.
Look at that little cute girl.
So that's a little bit about me. I actually have a picture of me and Pat when I first started PHP. That was me. I've always been a princess. My dad used to call me a princess. So I've always been a little
This
dramatic.
is how women develop that problem.
This was me in high
that
school.
princess complex. Who's that guy?
This was a friend in high school. It was the senior day, so we were signing shirts before they went off. That was me in high school. I played volleyball, so I've always been into sports.
Where are you in this picture?
I'm in the corner left.
Oh, bottom left.
Yes,
there she
bottom
is.
left. That's me. I was the setter. That's when I actually met Pat. I
Oh,
met
wow.
Pat
Look
in
at
2000.
PBD.
Yeah, 2018. This photo was taken. So that's when I met Pat, and my journey of entrepreneurship capitalism really became a prime and focus of my life.
Sick.
And through that, I will say, when I met Pat, that was like a big turning point for me. I realized that I wanted more for myself. I lived in a very fortunate home. And sometimes when you live in a home like that, you have that sense of being spoiled. And when you're being spoiled, things are easily given to you. So when I met Pat, he made me want more for myself. I didn't want to just be the daughter of. I wanted to be somebody. And I'm super grateful that Valuetainment was able to take me in and allow me to be somebody. And as much as I am somebody, I'm growing to be someone. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm appreciative. Thank you all for helping with my reading skills. School, I was never bad in school, but it was never my favorite thing. Meatloaf. Don't know my states. But again, this is a learning process, and I love that we can have a place like the SOSCAST and Valuetainment for you to have a learning process. So I'm grateful to be a part of your journey. I'm grateful to be here. And thank you all for the super chats today. I have a few more to read as well.
Let's get to some super chats.
So let me finish up with some super chats for you guys. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we have Big Tiny 1012. He didn't put anything, but he did give us a super chat, so thank you. Shout out to you. We had Uncle Luke. I missed your chat, but I found it. Don't worry, I got you, Uncle Luke. He said, change of direction. Adam, who you got? Knicks or the Heat? Gonna be like the 90s again. Remember those rivalries in the NBA?
I'm so
NBC?
excited for that, bro. Was that Uncle Luke?
Uncle Luke.
You know I'm all about the Heat, buddy.
Yes.
But that series is gonna be wild. Yes, I remember the Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, John Starks, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Tim Hardaway, Dan Marley. I'm going off on a rant right now. But you know I'm all about the Heat. And Hammy Butler. That's my guy.
Yes. Then we have Demons Row again. Thank you. Shout out to you.
Demons Row.
MVP today.
That's the guy.
Shout out to you, my guy. He said, Sauce, if you're young and you got $120K in a lawsuit, what would you do with it to maximize it?
Dude, I would sit on that money for a hot minute and just play your cards right. Don't do anything fast, quick. Don't try to make any crazy money moves. Sit on it and really calculate what you're going to do. And you don't have to put all 120 into something. You can put 10 here. You can put 20 here, 30 here, 40 here. Diversify. But cash is king. Sit on that for a while. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Awesome.
Demons Row.
Demons Row, my guy. Then we had Lord Joseph Coles. Hey, it's finally Friday. Time to swap the suit for some sweatpants and enjoy the well-deserved break. Wishing you all an epic weekend full of fun and relaxation. Thank you.
Respect, buddy.
Then we got the Florida Man 991. Happy birthday, Nat. I only watch Sauce because of you. I'd rub and massage those feet on your B-Day. Shout out to you.
What's up? I can't get any love? All right. I see how it is.
Then we have Yemi Marino, $20. Thank you. Feliz cumpleaños, Natalia. May you be blessed with many more and a wealthy life. Thank
Feliz
you.
cumpleaños, Saki. Who was that guy, Marino?
That was Yemi Marino.
Yeah, shout out to you, Dan Marino. What's up?
And then we got Bean Cheeks. It's
He's
finally in the
back.
chat. Bean Cheeks
He's
is in the
back.
chat. We love you, Bean Cheeks. He said, Feliz Navidad, Natalia. Bella Catracha. I'm not sure what that means. What did I just tune into? This is Robot BS. This is already happening in Japan. FYI, Mr. Sauce. Keep being real and don't buy any robots, okay?
Yeah, I'm about to go see some real women these days.
Good. And I think that's, we have one more from Al. If the Knicks win, we get to see Nat sprayed on Bud Light. Deal? I don't know. I need that and maybe like a big super chat.
We'll see.
But that's it for super chats. Let me just make sure. Alrighty, that's it for super chat. Thank you all again for tuning in today. Spending this birthday with you guys means a lot. What would mean even more is to make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, do all those fun things, comment.
That a girl.
Because at the end of the day, the SOSCAST, we're growing, we're expanding, we are taking over the world together, and we're happy that you guys are with us. And you guys don't want to miss out on what we have coming. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you.
That's right.
Happy Friday.
All right. I listen. Yeah, usually I give the ending at the end, but I think you said it so well. I think that's it. Enjoy the weekend. It's Friday. Nat, stand up and take a bow for the people at home. Go
Someone
ahead.
said I look like Lilo and Stitch's aunt. I'm like,
the sister.
Natalya Delvalle. It is her birthday. I love you, Nat. I'm happy for you. Happy birthday. The best is yet to come. And
taking over the world.
The future looks bright. Let's go. Enjoy the weekend. Save that money. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And have a shot for Natalya's birthday this weekend. We out of here. See you next week on the SOSCAST. Woo!